Hello, everyone, and welcome to this match day prediction in for the World Cup qualifiers. I'm your host, the Matt's channel, and I'll be predicting the games of match day 6 and 15 and 16. And here's the table now, where we got Brazil and Argentina already qualified, Ecuador getting close. Venezuela look a little behind. You could maybe say the same for Paraguay. No, even Paraguay. Like the rest of the others, they're in a big race for 4th and 5th. And Ecuador could even slip behind, but we'll see. Let's get into this, where things will definitely change throughout. And starting with Ecuador versus Brazil, where Brazil have already qualified, Ecuador haven't. But I think for a start, Ecuador are gonna have confidence in themselves. Let's give a shout out to AD. Hi, and Doug. Hi to you as well. I think Ecuador, even though they've got more to play for, I think Brazil will be too strong for them. So I think it's going to be an Ecuador or win. I'm going to go with an Ecuador loss. Sorry, I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Brazil. You leave your predictions as well. I'd be more than interested to hear. Now we go on to the next game, which is Paraguay versus Uruguay, the Battle of the Guays. Uruguay going to hope to bounce back after they had a number of defeats in the previous games, but with a new manager who was Inter Miami, things could be promising. And they're against one of the easier opponents in Conmebal, which I think is a good start. Paraguay probably also need to win this as well. But I say probably because it could be a hard challenge. I think overall Uruguay should be winning this. They've got the better players. If Suarez and Cavani are able to combine together, then that's going to be a big boost. Without Oscar Alvarez, they're going to have, probably heard the term with Gareth Southgate of release the shackles. I think that could be the same here as well. So I am going to say it will be a win here for Uruguay. Paraguay 0, Uruguay 2. And now we go on to Chile versus Argentina. I think it's going to be Argentina obviously through. I think Chile are good enough to be competitive. They could spring a surprise. Don't write them off. But I'd say the Argentina have a better team overall. Messi, Martinez, Di Maria. Lo Celso could probably even get into that Chile team. I think Argentina have been much harder to break down in this campaign than what they used to be. I think it will be relatively close, but I'm actually going to change to what I've just written in the comments, and I'm going to say it will be a 1-0 victory to Argentina. I think Chile will give it a go, but in comparison to Argentina, the lack of quality will let them down a bit. And now we go to Colombia versus Chile, where Colombia are going to be buoyed with having James Rodriguez back, because the goals have not been raining in for Colombia in the last few games. I think it's going to be relatively close because Peru have found form and got themselves into a more competitive situation. And so I think it's going to be it'll be quite close, to be honest. I don't think we can quite say Colombia will find their mojo yet, but having James will definitely be a boost. I think overall I think Colombia probably need to get into a bit more of a rhythm before I can safely say they'll win. So I'm going to say a 1-1 draw because Peru have been doing very well as well. So I think that is a fair result. And finally, in this match day, we go to Venezuela as they take on Bolivia, who have done very well. They've got a big win against Uruguay earlier, and perhaps have been better than what I predicted initially, which I said they'd finish bottom. But they're definitely not bottom material here, unlike Venezuela. But Venezuela have been proven to pick up results, and I think they can do it here. I think it will be a victory here. I think Venezuela will do a little bit better. I've got them winning here. But it'll be a close one. I've got 2-1 win. So Venezuela 2, Bolivia 1. So now we go to the other match day. We got Bolivia against Chile. Now, Bolivia have been very good at home, and I think they can certainly do some stuff here against a Chile team which have been putting themselves in the mix. They're not dead in terms of their hopes for trying to get into that top 4. They've got talent, and their striker for Blackburn has been helping them along with the way with some goals. I think it'll be a fairly even balanced game, and if Chile can get a result here, providing it helps them go on to getting at least top 5, they'll probably take it. Say Chile are the better team, but getting a win at Bolivia is always difficult, especially the weather conditions there. I'm going to say Bolivia 1, Chile 1. And now we go east of the continent, where we've got Uruguay versus Venezuela. And I think it's going to be a pretty one-sided game. I think Venezuela will certainly give a good account of themselves and might find a bit more room unlike when Oscar Tavares was in charge. But I think Uruguay should be too good here. I've got on with a 3-1 victory for Uruguay. And for those who are tuning in, giving the score predictions, let me know yours in the live chat or the comments. But now we go to Peruvas Ecuador, who Peru have been doing very well. Not by no means amazing, but they've been getting results. And they even got an away win at Ecuador, so that's something to say that you can't write this team off. And they've also been competing as well. But to not beat around the bush, I think it will be an even game against an Ecuador team that are very much looking to try and confirm that automatic qualification place. I'm going to go with another 1-1 draw. And up next, we go to Argentina, where they take on Colombia. and if Colombia have fireworks to light off. Going to Argentina, though, is difficult, like with all these South American countries. I think Argentina are going to be a bit strong. I'm going to say they'll get the victory. And do Colombia have enough to score past this Argentina defense? Possibly, but I have gone with a 2-0 victory for Argentina. And finally, we've got two more. To the penultimate one next, we've got Brazil versus Paraguay. And this should be an easy game, especially being at home for Brazil. They should be winning by at least 2 goals here. I am going to go with a comfortable victory for Brazil. I've gone with 4-0 because I think they've got a lot of attackers Brazil can use. Neymar, Firmino, Jesus. They're the ones that come to mind. Casemiro defensive midfield is a good option. Can pick some passes to help set the attackers into a great chance. And he's also got a good strike on him as well. So he's a good option to have. I think 4-0 is probably the right scoreline. So, and finally, we go to I think that's it, is it? Yeah, that's it. So they're my predictions. We should hope to get a very exciting couple of days for the results, because there's apart from top and bottom, the Conmebal qualifiers are just a big gumball machine. A lot changes, and I think that's how. I'm beating around the bush a bit, but I think these are what are going to happen. My predictions, like I've mentioned earlier. Leave yours down in the chat or in the comments below. I'd be interested to see what you have, and who do you think is going to be the 4 or 5 teams to qualify from South America for the World Cup. But this has been me, Matt, at giving you my predictions for these upcoming World Cup qualifiers games, and the road to 2022 continues.